A bit of breaking news. Let's go quickly across to that. The Sahara chief's arrest looks imminent now after the Supreme Court order on Wednesday. The UP police has reached Subrata Roy's premises, is what we understand at this moment, to carry out the arrest. The Supreme Court was very sharp and categorical. It had given orders to the police to carry out that arrest. This after Subrata Roy had failed to appear before the court despite the court's repeated summons. Now, this is a case pertaining to the return of money to investors at the SEBI and Subrata Roy being in a battle here in which the Supreme Court had to step in. Despite the Supreme Court's repeated demands for him to come and present himself before the court, Subrata Roy failed to do so even yesterday. His argument given by his lawyer Ram Jethmalani was that his mother is ailing and that he cannot come. However, this argument has been given several times over. The Supreme Court refused to buy this argument anymore. In fact, it even made a remark that the arms of the court are very long, after which it told the police that it should carry out the orders of arresting Subrata Roy. Amir Haq is now joining us with more details. Amir, can you take us through what's exactly happening at the premises of Subrata Roy at the moment?
Well, Maha, we are right now right opposite the main entrance to the Sahara Shahar. It's a 375-acre estate of Subrata Roy, Sahara. So there's no way in which you can find out that what exactly is the police team doing inside. But what we know right now is that a few minutes from now, SO, the station house officer of Gomti Nagar area in which this Sahara Shahar falls, has gone into Sahara Shahar with 4 constables. So there's no big police deployment around Sahara Shahar at the moment. He's just gone in, and since we know through our police sources that they already have a copy of NBW issued by the Supreme Court yesterday, it should ideally culminate in the arrest of Sahara Shri. That's what the police sources have told us, and that should actually happen as per law, because the Supreme Court has issued a non-bailable warrant against him. Once it reaches the police through the Chief Judicial Magistrate or through some other sources, it has to comply with the Supreme Court orders. But since we do not see much of the police force accompanying the station house officer of the local police station, we are really, I mean, most people here are left guessing as to whether police is really serious about going ahead and arresting him.
Also, has there been any response from the Sahara group as to why Subrata Roy did not appear in court yesterday, apart from the fact that Ram Jethmalani said his mother is ailing and the fact that he would from now on cooperate?
Well, yes, they did not officially communicate with the media as such, but yes, the Sahara group has come out with a full-page ad in most of the dailies that get published from Lucknow, saying and in fact giving in detail the reasons why Sahara Shri has not been able to comply with the court orders in terms of appearance before the Supreme Court. They have also published a copy of the medical certificate signed by a very senior doctor, a cardiologist here based in Lucknow, who also happens to be the head of the Department of Cardiology in Sahara Hospital in Lucknow, which says that Sahara Shri's 92-year-old mother is ailing, is on her deathbed, and that she has serious ailments to which Sahara Shri and his other siblings need to take care of emotionally and otherwise.
All right, Amir, do stay on with us. We also have with us Sharat Pradhan. He's a senior journalist. So at the moment, we understand that the police has reached the premises of Subrata Roy. Is it likely that now he will cooperate after the rap from Supreme Court and clear orders that he should be arrested with an NBW issued?
I don't think Subrata Roy is the type who understands or likes to, follow the law. He needs to learn that nobody is above the law. He has played with the law. He has politicians in his pocket. He has bureaucrats in his pocket because of all the parking that he provides for their ill-gotten wealth. So that's the reason. So he is such a notorious fellow. He is capable of resorting to any gimmick. One gimmick he has played. I feel that the Dr. Mansoor Hassan, who is otherwise a very respected person, he should be asked in how many cases in the past has he issued this kind of certificate to anybody, just to circumvent the law. And the way he has brought out this advertisement in all the newspapers, full-page advertisement, it is a clear-cut case of a case which is sub judice before the highest court of the land, and he has the cheek to, influence the court in this manner by showing as if there are 12 lakh people. He should be asked how many of these 12 lakh people are actually on their rolls. They are agents who have nothing to do with the company as in terms of, in the real sense, an employee is a person who has a relationship of a master and servant.
Okay.
Which is not the case. The whole thing is a sham.
All right, Mr. Pradhan, I'd request you to stay on with us. Majid Memon, senior advocate, is also joining us on the phone line. Sir, what would have been the right step for Subrata Roy to have taken after yesterday's rap by the Supreme Court and the issuance of a non-bailable warrant against him, rather than coming out with advertisements in the dailies?
You see, now that the non-bailable warrant issued by the highest court of the country is in force, it needs to be executed without lapse of any time. That's what the process of law would say. Because this is not the warrant issued by a magistrate. This is a non-bailable warrant issued by the highest court of the land. Therefore, the executive, namely the police people concerned, the entire department, would be accountable to Supreme Court for its non-execution if the accused against whom the warrant is issued cannot evade it, cannot be, make himself unavailable. Because the authorities will have to account for every hour and every day to the Supreme Court of India. And therefore, the police have rightly reached his place. But all that is being done now is in accordance to the process of law. Mr. Roy would have to definitely make a note that as we say...
All right, Mr. Majid Memon, I'll have to interrupt you there for a bit. We're getting reactions on that story. Let's first listen in.
अरे यार, तो अगर पुलिस कोई कार्रवाई कर रही है, हम लोग हर जगह जाते हैं, कोई बड़ी घटना हो, यहाँ पे ऐसी कौन सी दिक्कत है? भाई हर घटना पे हम लोग जाते हैं, ऐसी तो कोई बात नहीं। आपकी बात में एग्री हूँ, आपकी बात तो
all right, that's the SP of the Gomti Nagar range, Habibul Hassan there. He has, we understand, reached the premises of Subrata Roy. The premises of the Sahara group is what we understand is where he is at the moment. An arrest has to be carried out because the non-bailable warrant has been issued, as Majid Memon was saying, not by a magistrate but by the apex court, by the highest court of the country. Senior lawyer Sanjay Hegre is also on the phone line with us. Mr. Hegre, what next for Subrata Roy now that it appears that he can be arrested anytime?
There is nothing except to wait for his turn in the Supreme Court. He will be arrested. It will be up to the arresting officer to decide where to keep him, because the arresting officer has to obey the Supreme Court's warrant, which requires him to be produced in the Supreme Court on the 3rd, that is on Monday at 2 o'clock. So, short of Mr. Roy getting any other order varying the previous order from the Supreme Court, nothing can happen. The Supreme Court has shut for the day at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
It will only reconvene tomorrow at 10:30.
All right. Mr. Hegre, I'll have to interrupt you there. Sorry to interrupt you because we have to listen to a reaction that's coming in and then I'll come back to you.
कोशिश होगी कि वो 2 तारीख को किसी भी हालत में इनको पेश कराया, 4 तारीख को किसी भी हालत में 2 बजे तक पेश कराया जाए।
उससे पहले भी इनके अरेस्टिंग के प्रयास किए,
पहले भी 4 तारीख को पेश कराने के आदेश हैं, तो 4 तारीख को पेश होंगे।
मिल गई है?
नहीं, वो उसका
ईमेल मिल गया,
मेल मिल गया है, लेकिन वो मेरे लिए पर्याप्त है और उसी पे अगली कार्रवाई की जा रही है।
SP Habibul Hassan there saying that the court's orders need to be carried out. Subrata Roy has to be present before the court on the 4th of March. Let me go back to our correspondent Amir Haq, who's getting us the latest at the moment. Amir, we can see from the visuals that you've sent us exclusive to Headlines today that the police has reached Subrata Roy's premises. However, do we know anything more about the fact as to whether he's present there?
Well, Maha, there is no official confirmation from the Sahara group of companies or their corporate communications department, which usually deals with media, as to whether Subrata Roy Sahara is actually present inside the premises of the Sahara Sheikh right now. But as far as the advertisement which was put out in the newspapers today by the Sahara group, he clearly mentioned that he is tending to his ailing mother in Lucknow itself, and that the team of doctors which is there in the Sahara hospital in Lucknow is treating his mother right now, and that there's no way in which our son, whose ailing mother is on deathbed, can leave her ailing mother, his ailing mother, and go to attend any of his other duties.
But so none of that will really help Amir at the moment, because the non-bailable warrant has been issued by the Apex Court, and he has to be present before the court on the 4th of March. Many thanks, Amir, for getting us those details from Lucknow. Taking a very quick break now. News and updates will continue on Headlines Today. Stay with us.